Welcome to your third lesson where we're going to be learning how to draw rectangles using P5JS. All right? So today we're just going to draw two rectangles and you'll learn about what is the function that draws it and like what numbers do you put inside it so the computer knows like where to put it and how big should it be, because those are the questions your computer is going to ask you, like where do you want me to put the rectangle and how big should it be. So without further ado, let's just look at some rectangles and then try to code them. So here are two rectangles that I've kind of put together for us. And you'll notice that we have this larger one, A, and this smaller one, B. All right? Now, let's just talk about some facts about these rectangles. Rectangle A has four corners, right? It has 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, the corner that we're going to be concerned with, if we want to code it, is the top left-hand corner. So the computer wants to know, what is the top left-hand corner of your rectangle going to be? So we're going to start here when we draw it. Now, the other thing your computer is going to want to know, besides like the location of it, which is the top left-hand corner, it's going to use that. It also wants to know the width, all right, or sorry, the length and the height of your rectangle. So we're going to know this distance and this distance. And as long as you tell it those three things, what is that first corner, the top left-hand corner, okay? What is the length and what is the height? You're good to go. So if we wanted to graph this first one, or we wanted to code this first one, this is how we would do it. So you go to your draw function, remember, we always code inside of our draw function. Press enter, so you're inside the draw function right underneath the background. Let me pull this over here. All right. And the command we use is called rect. So rect is the command that is used to create rectangles, squares, those four-sided figures. Now, to actually get it to show up on the screen, remember, the first thing the computer is going to want to know is the location. And it's going to start with the top left-hand corner. Top left-hand corner. So the top left-hand corner is right here. And so to get this coordinate, it is at 40x, 140y. So 40 for x, 140y. Great. Now the next thing the computer wants to know is the length of your rectangle and the height of your rectangle. So let's do the length here. And remember, the way we're going to do this is just by counting the boxes and multiplying by 20, because each box is 20. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That was a lot of counting. So 16 boxes. Now 16 times 20, maybe you could do this in your head, maybe you need a calculator, is 320. So the length of this rectangle is 320. All right. And the final thing we have to tell the computer is the height. So remember, right now we have the top left-hand corner, so it knows the location. We have the length of it. And now we just need to know the height, and then the computer knows how to draw it. So we'll count the height. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, all right? 6 times 20 is 120. So if we just do comma 120, oh, don't put it right there. Don't do that. If we put 120, let's see what happens when we press play. And we got ourselves a rectangle. See? We got the same. It worked. So that's it. Remember, so all you have to know is right here. That is the top left-hand corner, the length, and the height. All right? And I'm even going to write out a little note here. If you want to write notes, you do these little slashes. That tells the computer, like, hey, don't run this code, so you can write in English. But I'm just going to put this note here. Don't feel like you have to type this, but point top left corner, length, height. So those are the three things you need for your computer, right? So this is a point, that's like x, y, and then length and height. And that's it. That's all you need to do. So let's draw the second one right here. This is rectangle B. So once again, we just need to know the top left-hand corner. So this one has 80 and 180. All right, so I'm going to go to the end of this, making sure I'm inside my draw function. Say rect. Okay. And what was that again? Sorry, I forgot already. So the top left-hand corner is at 80, 180. Okay, so 80, 180. Cool. And let's keep going. Now we got to get the width and the height. So we're going to count the boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 times 20 is 240. And then, sorry, I'll hold on. If you want to put that in the calculator, double check me. You never know. Okay. Okay, I was right. All right, now let's do the height. It's 1, 2. So 2 times 20 is 40. That we won't check on the computer. Let's see if we get it. Boom. And that's it. So that's how you do your rectangles. Don't forget, top left-hand corner, that's the X and the Y coordinate, the width and the height, or sorry, the length and the height. And that's how you draw a rectangle. All right? Now, we're not done yet. There's actually one other concept I want to talk about here. It's like a hidden lesson within a lesson. We got to talk about layering, all right? And layering looks like this. Let me just show you something kind of weird that will happen right now. So let's say I took the bigger rectangle and I move it underneath the smaller rectangle. So remember, this is the smaller one, and this is the bigger one right here. All right. Now, if I switch the order, if I put the bigger one on the bottom when I press play, the smaller one goes away. I'm going to think about that for a second. Like, why do you think that just disappeared? Why did the smaller one disappear? Look, if I put it back, I'm just going to move it right back where it was. I'm going to put it on top now. It's there. If I move it on the bottom, it disappears. The code's exactly the same. Everything's right. There's no errors, right? The computer's yelling, what is going on? And maybe you figured this out, maybe you didn't. But it's this thing called layering that happens. The way computer code runs is it runs top to bottom. So it does like this, then this, then this, then this, then this. So what happened here is that if you're going in order here, the first thing that was drawn was the smaller rectangle. So that got put on the screen. Then this bigger one got drawn right on top of it, and it layered it on top of it. So it disappeared. So for example, if we were to take out the bigger triangle, let's just like delete this for a second. You'll see the smaller one's still there, but if I put it back, it covers it up. So it's important that you understand layering concept, that the things that are top of the code get drawn first, and the things that are in the bottom of the code get drawn last. All right, they get layered on top of each other. So generally, you'd want your things that are in the back, or the things that are bigger, to go first, right? So the bigger rectangle is behind it, and then the smaller one's on top of it. So remember, layering is a big concept, right? It gets drawn in order. All right, now I'm done with this video. Peace! Can't wait to see what you make with these concepts.